Welcome to Nadell Art. I'm Nadell, and for this project, I'll be creating a 3D forest spirit Pegasus. So let's get right into it. I don't use a lot of gears in my art pieces, and here I am realizing that there's a lot of oil left in the pieces, causing porosity, which is just not making my welds hold. So I'm going to stick it in the stove, and it's just going to get rid of all of that excess oil for me so I can start the piece. So what in the world inspired a Pegasus? Well, let me explain to you the story as I draw the plants in the background. I recently had a client ask me to make some pendants for him, and he'd gone to the Burning Man event and brought back pieces of the Burning Man himself, which was really awesome. Now, I asked for some photos and videos for inspiration, and among them was this huge Pegasus floating in the air, and I was done for. I had to make a Pegasus. So now that the pieces are out of the stove and all clean, I'm going to start shaping the Pegasus. And this is one of my more favorite parts of build, just because of the energy and momentum going into it. It's rather sad though, because I did use these here pieces with the intention of leaving them exposed, but as I got carried away, I filled them in completely. I think though they're not lost because I don't think the piece would have been so nice without them, as they were really inspiring to work with. So as you guessed it, I'm going to grind and fill this piece over and over again until I'm happy with the result. So the make is very good as filler, but personally, maybe it's my lack of experience or whatever, I find that it creates these little gaps, and when you come close to the creation, you're going to see those gaps, which I don't like, so I just take the TIG afterwards, and I'm going to fill in all those little holes and whatever that I find, and it also gives me a very good opportunity to check my piece and make finer details on it. So I just jumped into this project, and honestly, it's the best thing I ever did. Because it's been a while I thought about doing 3D sculptures, as refined as I see them in my head. And I feel like I can do it, but then I doubt myself. And I come back and I really believe that I can't do it. And throughout the whole process of making this sculpture, I did that over and over again. I would get to a point where I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm making it, you know, and then there would be this other point where I just drop and oh no, I'm never gonna finish, and what am I gonna do, and you know the story.
I still think about the you that only exists in my brain. Nothing ever stays the same, guess it's just a shame, but no one.
I'm making the cardboard cutouts for the wings now, and the reason really for doing this is to keep a size similarity on both sides and between the layers themselves. The next part, the only problem that I could foresee is that when I layer them all together, if I don't detail them enough, then you're going to see parts where it's not detailed through the wings themselves, so I'll have to detail them almost full. So after hours of these lines, honestly, I was really exhausted and I didn't really feel like doing more, but there's nothing that makes me happier than hitting something, so.
Yeah.
I'm going to start this kind of a log base with a puddle of water in it for the Pegasus to come out of. And then I'm going to do the ears and put the mask on his face. And it might look like it's a lot of jumping around, but the reason for this is that when one thing cools down, I get to do the other. And they all kind of sink into each other afterwards. So a real good trick when you have something really tiny to work on is to leave it attached to the bigger plate. Yeah, at one point you're going to have to take it off to finish it, but at least 3/4 of the work will be made a lot easier by just leaving it there.
Yeah, you're talking loud. Got a whole lot of words falling out, yeah, run your mouth. Take your hold, deep to go, baby, go and show.
So here we're coming up on one of the coolest parts of the build. I get to put all of these pieces that I've been working on together and make one huge object. And I'm really gonna start to see the Pegasus and all of his shape and beauty now. But coming up is a mistake I make, and one of the hardest parts of the build yet, which I had no idea what I was about to embark in, was definitely the hair. I don't know if you've ever done hair, but trust me, that is something hard. Hey, I thought this was a forest spirit Pegasus, not a punk rock forest spirit Pegasus. I think somebody needs a haircut. And here comes my mistake. Right now, little do I know, I'm about to weld this back plate lopsided inside there, and then the Pegasus to the lopsided plate. But bright side, I found that sunken, it actually looked cooler, so instead of raising the other side, I decided to lower one side. So here comes my existential crisis as I wonder if I'll ever finish this piece and if I'm capable. And I mean, he has a mohawk going on there, so you know, there's that. No matter what you do, you're always gonna have a problem. There's always gonna be a problem that comes up. And what I'm learning and what I continue to learn is it's not the problem that shows up, it's how you deal, how you look at the problem that shows up that changes everything. So I think this is as good a time as any to ask you if you enjoyed this content to like and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and if you are, well, thank you. So in case you liked or preferred more the music content where I don't talk and it's just the music and art, I just started a new channel called Rhythm and Art where I'll be posting the same projects but only with the music and art, no talking. And so, as I approach the end of the sculpture, I'm just going to end this by saying that I have a secret compartment in here somewhere, and if you can guess what's inside the secret compartment, then I'll send it to you.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.